There is something that is just really annoying me, that is gnawing at me. And that is this whole proliferation of innovation consultants. It seems like everybody and their cousin is hanging out a shingle claiming to be an innovation consultant. But when you look at it and you look at it really closely and you talk to these consultants, they've read some books. They may have taken a course, but they have no experience. They've never actually done it. They haven't led a team. They have not done an actual innovation project where they've taken an idea and seen it all the way through. One, not much less multiples. It is shocking. This rant that I'm on got started because I got reached out by a listener who had engaged an innovation consultant, and the results were disastrous, were absolutely mind-boggling, the advice that this innovation consultant was handing out. And when I talked and looked and dug into this consultant, it was a consultant who basically had read some books, taken a workshop, watched some YouTube videos, and then hung a shingle out. I'm like, really? And we come to that point. And when you look at just the sheer number of innovation consultants that are out there, it is shocking. I mean, I can't tell you how many pitches I get for people wanting to consult me on how to be more innovative, and then turn around and you look at what their expertise is. I'm just flabbergasted. And I refer to these players, these posers that are out there, as fake innovation consultants. This is not an area where you can fake it until you make it. It doesn't work that way. You need the real expertise. Now, I kind of had my first brush with this back in my Telligent days when I was one of the co-founders of Telligent, a fixed wireless CLEC provider. This would have been late 90s in Washington, D.C. And the board of directors, through whatever thought process they were going through, decided that we needed to bring McKinsey in to advise us. So McKinsey comes in. And when you sat down and you talked to the McKinsey consultants, none of the consultants, including the partners at McKinsey, had ever had an operating role in an organization of any size. Many of them went on, got their MBAs, and then went to work straight for McKinsey and have spent their careers there. The younger consultants, the real army of consultants they bring in, had no experience, had never been in the industry, had never actually been an operating role, never had a P&L responsibility. Yet they're going to advise us on what we need to do and what our strategy is and how we should set up our operational processes. Give me a break. And in fact, in that case, when it came to the board presentation for this McKinsey consulting gig that happened at Telligent, what it ended up being was just a regurgitation of everything we told them. They hadn't added or contributed much. Now, I'm not saying that McKinsey's bad or you shouldn't use them. They fit into certain key areas, but it's the team you get that really is critically important. And it's proven out, even in McKinsey's case. McKinsey recently, because with the opioid crisis, had to sign, a $78 million settlement. And its consultants that were engaged in that work that drove the opioid epidemic did not have pharmaceutical experience, didn't understand that risk for those consulting. And this is where if you bring a consultant in with no experience, you're taking on a huge, huge risk. Now, the way I think about consultants and innovation consultants specifically is authentic expertise must be earned. Can't be read about, can't learn it in a degree. It is earned by being in the trench. You cannot claim expertise on a theoretical basis. For example, would you trust a surgeon to do surgery on a loved one who's never done surgery before? Oh, they've read about surgery. They maybe take some classes. They read a book. They've watched a few YouTube videos. Boom, they're a surgeon. Why not let them do surgery on a loved one? No, you want a surgeon who's actually done it, who's watched other people do it, then did a little bit of it with an expert right there shoulder by shoulder, and then eventually did a number of surgeries on their own. You don't want to be the guinea pig for someone learning to be a surgeon, right? You want a surgeon who's been taught, mentored, has gone through the process, and has that expertise. Now, so if you're going to do that, if you're going to require a certain bar for a surgeon, why wouldn't you do that for your innovation effort? And why are these fake innovation consultants getting so much traction? So from my standpoint, I come from a consulting background. I was previously ran the telecom consulting practice at Computer Sciences Corporation back in the early 90s. So a long, long time ago, right? But I had a telecom background. I had been in the telecom industry and had some experience before becoming a consultant. That's the way it should be, not how it operates in many cases. So now let me clarify. So there are a lot of pretenders out there. There are a lot of fake consultants out there, but there are also some really good innovation consultants that if you're looking for one, make sure you're using one that has actually done it, that has actually been there, lived through the experience, has done it before, and can show you a portfolio, not a portfolio of them as a consultant, but a portfolio of them, of it being an innovator, of actually doing it. That is what you want. So my one piece of advice on this whole rant, I'm sorry, that this has turned into a rant, but I just got really hot under the collar when I got contacted by a listener who basically got took to the cleaners by a fake innovation consultant. My advice to you is seek an innovation expert, somebody who's done it, who's lived it, and insist on authentic, hands-on experience, not theoretical experience, not the consulting experience as an innovation consultant, but actually owning the innovation activity someplace where they've actually gone from an idea and delivered. Now, if you want to become an innovation consultant, if you're wanting to get some experience and you want to become an innovation consultant, go get that experience, then become a consultant. And there's ways you can get that experience. Take an innovation internship. My day job, we do internships on a pretty regular basis where we drop people in to the innovation efforts to give them that experience, hands-on, actually doing it. Now, this is not a 2-week, 4-week kind of a thing. This is, you're going to commit to an activity for an extended period of time. Do the innovation, then become a consultant. And there's lots of coursework out there and books and podcasts, YouTube video channels about this. Learn it, but do it. Do it first, and then go out and become a consultant. And if you're hiring a consultant, look for that innovation as the expert, the authentic expertise. Your innovation success depends on it. So I'm going to wrap this up. I'm not in my studio, as you can tell. The studio is in total shambles. I'm finding corners and hotel rooms to record this, to keep the flow of shows coming your direction. Give us some feedback. Make sure you subscribe down below. Go on over and subscribe to the audio podcast if that's your preferred format. We are trying to get back into the routine of doing more videos. So with that, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you for taking the time, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.